grandparents and uncles and aunts that are on their sort of deathbed, God forbid. This meal's always served through a bloody tube. So I get asked this question multiple times. You're the first person I've actually sat down and spoken about. So I would like to celebrate my last meal a couple of years before I die.
That's a much smarter option.
Just to sort of, have a look at what the party's going to run like. Who's getting inebriated? Who's good? Who's bad? Who's slagging me off? Who's talking well? And also, I think when it does finally happen, it's going to be a massive celebration.
I hope I get an invite to that, even though I didn't get one to the Christmas party. Gordon, for your first course, we have a full English breakfast. We have your own soft scrambled eggs with some fresh white winter truffle, tis the season, roasted cherry tomatoes, fried bread, a hash brown or potato rusty, as you might call it, back bacon, bangers, blood sausage. Enjoy.
Man, I'm like a pig of shit right now.
You and me both.
I swear to God.
Just two things swim around and shit.
Man, first of all, my mum would kill me if she saw me put the white truffle on my scrambled eggs. Let's get that absolutely clear. I grew up in a council estate. I'm not too sure what the reference is in the US.
It's good, like government housing, yeah.
Government housing, and scrambled eggs was a dream. And so this reminiscence right back, to sort of 5, 6 years of age, and we just woke up to celebrate. And mum would bake bread. The thought of, $250 a kilo white truffles on my scrambled egg, man, it would kick my ass. So I'm going to tuck in.
Your mom ain't here right now. It's just us, man.
Yeah, delicious. Thank you. That was good. This is the Scottish diet, by the way. This is something that every time I go home in Scotland, I always get into a big spoon at the cafe, and it's a sort of happiness setting because it takes me back. But the last breakfast I had in Scotland was with my father. That was the last time before he died. We just sat there eating an amazing English breakfast.
You grew up in council estates. You grew up desperately poor. Your dad, for a large part of your life, was deadbeat. Your mom tries the best to provide. You seem like you found salvation through sports, through football. What lessons about mental toughness did you learn from that you took?
Having that resilience, when you just don't have a choice to go back, you need to additional drivers. You dig deep and find gears in stuff you've never had. I had the added pressure of having a younger brother, 15 months apart, that was sadly living with drugs. So that was a moment that I was the flip side of this. Yeah. If you don't get shit together, you could be like your father and turn out like you could brother. So you take that negativity and you use that, area, a moment in your life to springboard, to get the power. And that sport connects, driving the team, captaining the team, being super on it, self-motivated, really plays well, especially when you're running a business. It's good assumption. And I've always been a firm believer in so what is it? What's the problem? And come back to me with a solution.
One of the chefs I really recommended was when Chris Morningstar studying. He refused to hire kids from culinary school, only hired kids. I mean, his PC was a fullback at UCLA, was a sous chef, now Food and Wine best new chef, was a softball player, because he was like, athletes understand hierarchy, if they understand what it means to be uncomfortable, they understand how to get through those situations with solutions.
Just look how the chef today, both male and female, they are built on athletes, marketing tools, peak of the game, physical fitness. And so I think chefs down the line will end up being like sport players that we signed, because that's the way it's going, and that's what they do.
Your brother, you mentioned that he was younger than you, ended up being a heroin addict, living on the streets. You and him obviously grew up in roughly the same environment.
Yeah.
Do you think it's nature, nurture, pure spirit of will that you ended up in the type of industry you ended up on the streets?
I mean, favour, a child, living in a family, he was my father, that let down and take place. The implication on his shoulders was devastating. So Dad and him got out. He tried to get into the army, and he got caught stealing. So he never progressed into those first rounds of that training. I think when you favour someone, I always get asked, if you got 6 kids, who's favour? It depends on you. Because we all have moments across that 12-month period where we get quality time together, one-on-one. But you should never single one out in a large family saying, that's my favourite, because it could come back to bite on the ass.
Where do I rank in terms of your favorite children?
You right now what's wrong with that? Because the truffles in the stomach. This is delicious, by the way. Seriously.
Thank you. I was gonna say, don't critique our food like you did Bahama on the wings, man. You tore them apart.
Hi, I'm Chloe Gong. As a traditional Chinese medicine chef and food therapist, I love using birthdays to share my recipes and wellness tips.
Those wings were shit. And that was like stuck on my granddad's toenails. They were that bad. Sean knew they were bad. Okay, and when you got sauce like that, masking that dried chicken, next time round, I'll supply the wings.
Well, hey, speaking of wings, we got course number 2 coming up. Alright, Gordon, for course number 2, we have butter chicken, we have garlic naan, we have basmati rice, we also have an In-N-Out double animal style, of course, and then we have some buffalo chicken wings, these have been wet rind over rice flour dust, and then fried at 375, so crispy and juicy, way better than hummus.
Bloody amazing. I mean, seriously, honestly, this is just a heaven. I mean, even though I didn't want to sort of funeral, now you can as opposed to being laid in a box I can't talk with you. So that wants you to do a rehearsal a year before.
I kind of feel like you're never gonna die though. I feel like you've been training your whole life to just one day be dead.
I've been close, yeah. Yeah, we've been knocking on death's door a few times. I get a little bit narky with the shiny floor stuff. I got to get back to reality of how I started and those firm reminders of what it's like to be back in the cold place. So I'm jumping out of a helicopter in the middle of the Amazon, coming down a waterfall of 300 foot, and out hunting giant caiman at night to eat and thoughts and diving with great white sharks. There's always that moment that I just love that moment, but you do have that shit moment as well at the same time. God, yeah, this could have gone so horrible.
Hey, momentum already. Remind yourself of that. Remind yourself of life. Please dig in.
Yeah.
I'll eat wherever you eat.
I'm going to start with the burger because these guys are incredible. The fact that everything's sourced locally, they stay within California, it's the perfect size food, don't bring the window down, I give them a little $100 bill, say thank you, and I pick up my double-double. Yeah, heaven.
It's the best.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. I mean, this is like delivered to set. I mean, this is obviously so good.
That's amazing. And also, I took them as an inspiration. Running that first burger store in Vegas. Everyone said, it will never work. And so how do we come up with the difference? How do we stand out from the crowd? So I used the Banking Suite downstairs for about 9 months. I had all these little miniature barbecues. I started doing the blend, chuck, rib. And then the secret, and the turning point was I started basing these burgers in Derbyshire butter. And our Derbyshire cows are full of fat. It's just incredible.
Is that dark yellow butter?
Yeah, really. But when it caramelizes, Josh, over those coals, the flavour is just like this perfect balance. And that was what set our burgers apart in Vegas. And so still to this day, they're brushed with this beautiful Derbyshire butter. Yeah, incredible.
In-N-Out, they're brushing these with mustard on the animal style.
Oh, that's so good.
Tell me about the fish head curry that you ate with the Indian dishwashers in your first restaurant job when you were a teen.
I've got me 2 hours today. Those moments in life when I'm sat with a bunch of amazing Pakistani men that were incredible kitchen porters. My chef failed to turn up. I was last in, so I was first to be called. I was absolutely screwed. 3:30 in the morning, I was just coming to that sort of 21st hour, 4 hours to go. Staying in the place with breakfast. And 2 guys grabbed me for a t-shirt and said, hey, keep looking at this and I this and just smell this amazing curry. There was water and plastic beakers and bright orange colour. And then just handed me this incredible salmon head fish curry. I kid you not, it was amazing. I could not believe cooking in this 5-star hotel. The food is shit. And now these kitchen porters, they've just given me one of the most flavoursome curries. There's that moment. I was respectful, and then wanted to start working midnights after that. But when I left that shift, I picked up a catering magazine with one of our trade names, and the cover was Marcus P. White. And still to this day, every time someone mentions curry, and even to understand how to make it, respectful guys that really took care of me. And it was I respect those kitchen porters. Fish curry, because that was the bread I never took. And I see the moment. Left at 8 o'clock in the morning, ran over to the train station, jumped on the shuttle, got to Marco about 9:30, and told him that I'd just finished an all-nighter. And
I can't start my day without my own spice lager. It gives me confidence to face everything life throws my way. 24/7 lasting impressions.
come on, wait.
Well, please dig into our butter chicken curry a la Burbank.
Oh my god, amazing. And the secret about this is the butter chicken is the tomato gravy. It's fragrant, it's got a nice sense of garam masala, and it's not too rich.
I love that you talk about actually learning the technique, because some of the especially fine dining chefs who have all the Michelin stars, they talk about, I took 5 flavors with French technique. Everything ends in with French technique, but heating technique, making the product like scorching the spices with the hot oil is so unique and so indent to why the cooking is so good.
Yeah, but also there's part of Disney in terms of how they grew up. After coming out of Rajasthan and Kerala, I spent 10 days in an ashram, and I thought I understood vegetarian cuisine. The local villages said they put schooling there. I thought the discipline with these 8, 9, 10-year-old kids and the way they were cooking. That's why I need to teach it. I didn't know everyone getting this, I'm doing this. No, I need to continue adding chapters. And I can't let go, especially the learning technique. So there's something quite nice about in school, but also you have to have the ability to be downbeaten because it's easier to time.
Do you think you're sort of, eat a chicken wing, I'll ask him a couple of questions later. Do you think you're sort of addicted to being downbeaten in that way? Because then you grew up, sports tends to be a pretty abusive world, kitchens tend to be a pretty abusive world, I guess depending on your definition of motivation versus abuse. So you had a line in your book, Humble Pie, 2007, that said, with my dad, the abuse had no point, but with Marco Pierre White, the more he screwed you, the better you became. To you, what's the difference between motivation and abuse in that way?
Yeah, it really depends on how you are, how you perceive that individually. I think there's always something incredibly positive to come out of something wrong. And so being on my ass in life and having that sort of daunting, thought, shit, can I get out of this cancer state? Can I get away from my dad? Can I better my life? Can I make a better life for my family? One day I didn't think about it. Because right then you're selfish, you're focused, and so you're driven. And so whether you're on a basketball court, playing for the Lakers, or in a Super Bowl, or in a top flight kitchen, the price to pay that knowledge includes. And the training ground before you get to those big moments is horrific. And so you have to be prepared to take the consequences. And with Marco, I took the consequences. But I never complained about that. All that bullshit about he made me cry, we still laugh about it now in terms of, and I told him on many occasions, Marco, stop dining out on that one. And people ask, what was he really like? I was a genius. The guy was a genius. 19 years of age by his side. So
He was only, what, 25, 26?
yeah, 6 years old, 25.
It's like a horse walking a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
Crazy. Yeah,
Thank you. You've also said that the restaurant industry has lost too many chefs to addiction, suicide, depression. Those are all things that are called forms of despair. And one of your chefs, David Dempsey, also suffered that fate. What is it about restaurants that uniquely foster those problems, and also how do you fix it?
yeah, well, that's a tough question. First of all, we're never going to fix that overnight. I think the protected part is a bit like sport. Everyone thinks it's a cool image, it's a rock and roll image, but it's not. It's a trained, mentally, physically adapted mindset. And so those that can't get there, think that some controlled substance will help you get there. If you turn around and said to me tonight, we had dinner at Harvey Nichols the night he died, I'd never believe you. Because this guy was just so hyped and energetic and excited, and I started to realise, that he had issues, but nowhere near of that magnitude. And so it's not a rock stuff. It's a complete controlled, disciplined environment. And we spoke earlier about the discipline of chefs today. It's somehow with athletes. And so a lot of individuals think that you need that substance because it's rock and roll to stay at that level. It's actually bullshit. And that's the downside of the industry, because when they're not making and they get mentally scarred because they haven't achieved what they set out to, no one's managing their expectations. And so you can't dream of playing in the Premier League unless you're good enough to be in there. It's the same as cooking. You can't dream of cooking at 3-star unless you're cut out for that.
Perfect.
What did you get us?
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen.
I think the sad thing is there's no fast track. There's no such thing as the name success. And so it's right in the industry. That's what I want to make a documentary. And I'm going to Honduras, Colombia, and then making that shit. And 3-star Michelin cocaine was just a real eye-opener and scary. I mean, literally, because it was petrifying how easy we made it and to how good we got it. And then to see 37.5 tons of it in the UK. And I lose a chef grams after we had dinner. Yeah, it was fun.
It was interesting. You said that one of the reasons people get depressed and addictions and turn to substances like that is because simply they haven't made it, they haven't achieved. Do you have any regrets with the way that you have acted? Say, going back to the documentary about the way that you've acted in high-pressure situations.
No, not at the moment. Have I handled kitchens completely differently? Yeah, of course I have. I got trained like that.
Yeah.
So, certainly not playing a victim. Of course, certainly couldn't run the business, but boy, could I come outside. And the biggest thing I ever did when I won my third Michelin star was I stood back, reflect, review, divide the contract, hand the reins over. You look at people like Alain Ducasse and sadly the late Joe Robuchon. They've got 4 3-star restaurants. They haven't been anywhere near them for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And so I go back to the days of the kitchen and I thought Marco was tough. This guy was absolute nutbag. And if it wasn't for the hands, it was play. The kitchen was a bit like this. We were behind this line with 12 other stuff behind there. And then opposite the hot plate was this toilet. And I was bursting for a pee about 9:30, hadn't set the last table. And there was a key on the past. And so I got the key, ran into the toilet and came out. And I got absolutely pummeled because it was the toilet for Michel Robuchon and no staff were allowed to piss in there. And so I just couldn't quite believe how sort of weird that was, that the cooks need to pee, but then go outside down the hallway. I was just being super quick, but now it's the biggest holiday in my entire life. And so at the time you don't think much of it, but it's not to reflect later on in life to think, I didn't scream that because I pissed in the toilet. You know, I didn't shit on the side and not wipe my ass. I left in toilet paper, sprayed the aerosol, and so I did everything right. But yeah, and so are those kitchens changing dramatically? Is it the same in every 3-star? They're all,
Yeah.
and they have different ways of looking at that.
You know, from Marco to you, down to people like Claire Smith. Hopefully, with each successive generation, it gets easier for those below you.
But I mean, some of the sort of methods that still how these culinary schools work over here is massive. Because these kids go into these culinary schools, they get sandbagged with 50, 60, sometimes $150,000, $200,000 loans. They come out after 2 or 3 years. They can't take a job that they want to learn. They have to take a job and rid the debts. And so their career is sandbagged. And that's frustrating. So we have to turn that on its head. And these kids should be coming out of that 3, 6 month, 9 training schemes into businesses for their career, not to downgrade their loans, because it's detrimental. It's counterintuitive to the future of the industry.
I mean, for as many people as think about your rough edges on TV, yelling at bullshit restaurant owners,
Yeah.
you seem like you care so deeply about the people in the industry, the food industry. Just how deeply.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because Kitchen Nightmares is a tough love scenario. And I'm screwed either way. When they're successful and you relaunch, you don't get praise. When they close, you get blamed. But let's not forget they asked me in. And behind me, I've never ignored it, but I've got an amazing culinary team. There's a great art team. There's shit-hot producers that really know their stuff. And we've done our homework before we get there. I get in there, I have to eat shit foods. I'm telling them truthfully, and they're looking at me like that a bit. Wow, how did you do it? No, that's not rude. I'm being honest with you. Get your shit together.
You can't say
I try so hard. I literally try so hard. I'll be accused of carrying mice in my pocket to stick in my mouth.
that's what that was. I thought you were just happy to see me.
No. But also accused of, fire alarm. I mean, the shit we get from that show. I walk away and like get the petrol bit in my house. Start working on on the stomach ulcers quickly.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens. Save on essentials and more only at Walgreens.
Ready for what's number 3?
There's more food.
Oh, there's so much more.
Jesus Christ, it's not just a feast.
According to course number 3, we have your beef Wellington. We cooked it exactly to your specifications. We have a tenderloin cooked to medium rare, surrounded by mushrooms excel, wrapped in prosciutto, wrapped in a chive crepe, then wrapped in glazed puff pastry, a little bit of flake salt and thyme on top, and of course a red wine demi on the side. Then we have your Monkey 47 gin and tonic made with Mediterranean tonic water, fresh lime.
Mate, it looks majestic.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly, this thing lost its way back in the 90s and stuff when we first opened the Clouders in 2000. I wanted to sort of be a little bit more sort of chocolate and retro. And I'm fun with that old fun mentality that changed. And so this thing we coded. I remember the general manager turned around saying, "You've got a £21 lunch menu. You're degrading the hotel. It was too cheap." So we're filming the hotel. The place was a ghost town. We're filming it. And this was on the menu, and it was absolutely flying out. And now it's the Wellington sensation. I mean, the amount of shit that I get on my phone with Wellingtons, some of them look like my granddad's slippers, some of them look like the inside of my granddad's underpants. But the other ones look beautiful, and this, I can tell you now, looks stunning.
I give all credit to Trevor. Trevor actually did this. I just sat back and watched.
Shall I?
Absolutely, please.
Beautiful. So it's funny because the chef's cut is this cut.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the bit of a little beef in there, and we can't give that to the customer because that's the bit that's always sandwich. We used to save that bit for the end of service, and then just sit there at the end of the evening and eat the Wellington ends. This is beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Whoever made this, I swear to God, I mean, look at that baby. That is beautiful.
One of my favorite restaurant memories is served a private dinner, and we had about 50 mason jars that were filled with foie gras torchon, and we took it all out and we started to scrape it all out into a large bowl. Thank you so much. And then we just took leftover biscuits and we sat there drinking with dregs of bottles of wine and swiping biscuits.
Oh my God, we used to do foie gras sauce with chicken wings, and then for our dinner at Harvey's with Marco, we used to eat the drinks and the sauce with the chicken wings, and that's why I'm an age of 19, I love chicken wings, and then oh my God.
And red wine and that's of course.
Amazing. Beef cooked beautifully. Get my mum up to the launch at the restaurant Claridge's, and I made one of these for her. She stepped back. I sat there in the kitchen, there's like 45 chefs, and Mrs. Ramsey told me one. I said, "What? What do you mean?" Josie, take the piss. She said she was a good cook. I don't want beef with blood in it, I need beef with flavour. I'm like, "Mum, you can't overcook Wellington." So they don't sell it to me. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Michelin critics got nothing on Mrs. Wellington.
No, and she was staying, they don't have a penthouse suite, and she got into the suite, and the butler was knocking on the door, and said, he said, "Certainly not." No idea that we're trying to look after her, but
Yeah.
that's the point of life, right?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, the working class is man. You can tell it in your blood.
Mm-hmm. This is delicious. Seasoned beautifully. Oh my God. Man,
I just a big of a bite.
cheers, man. Monkey Corn. There's a gin called Gordon's that I'm not a big fan of. And so I went on that gin trail, and 47, it's got the sort of tannins and the spice, and it's an amazing way to sit and enjoy a gin and tonic. I want people to get absolutely paralytic at my funeral. I want to make sure there's cars on the wall, SUVs to take them home, and I want anyone catching the bus for the train, and I want them carried out of my funeral way.
Of course, one thing that I can absolutely guarantee you
Get fucked, pussy.
I will bring the paralytic drunkenness. I once showed up to a Hanukkah party with a beer bong and 6
Ooh.
bottles of Manischewitz, and they were gone. That funnel was stained purple. Believe me, you.
I don't think about from 57, I just turned 57. I feel better, stronger than I did at 37.
But surely it's gonna come for you one day.
I mean, not within just 2 spots. Do you know something